So as far as I could tell, all any of us really want is to feel good, right? To feel happy, feel content, be at peace. And whatever that looks like for any of us, that's really at the end of the day all we really want. Unfortunately, I feel like many of us, without even realizing it, are having experiences that are contradictory to that desire. And when you think about it, when you really boil it down, everything boils down to feeling, to how we feel, to sensations, right? To our emotions. And what we're doing in a lot of ways, and I speak for all of us, is we're numbing how we feel, or we're masking it, or we're distracting ourselves from feeling, or we're so active and action oriented that we never really take the time to just sit and be and ask ourselves how we feel. And by doing that, it feels like contentment and peace and happiness can often elude us because we don't even realize that what we're doing is contradictory to what we want. It's not just about, the numbing ourselves with food or numbing ourselves with booze or numbing ourselves with, other substances. It's not just about that. It's about the emotional component as well. Nobody wants to feel bad, right? Nobody wants to have icky or shitty feelings. Nobody does. But we really make a choice to be in that ickiness, be in that shittiness, in that moment, in order to get to the other side of it. So we then can have the big picture of peace, joy, freedom, contentment. Or we can distract ourselves from that momentary ickiness. We could numb or soothe that momentary ickiness. And we can never have come to the other side of that ickiness. And what happens is, once a distraction disappears and once the soothing disappears or the numbing disappears, that ickiness is there, and usually it's compounded and it comes with more ickiness. Ickiness always comes with friends when you ignore it. So my thoughts are, if we can all just start to become aware of how we feel and aware of our behaviors, of our coping mechanisms, when we start to try to avoid those feelings that are unpleasant, and allow ourselves to be in the unpleasantness just for a little bit, unravel that unpleasantness, transmute that unpleasantness, and then ultimately put that unpleasantness to rest. Whatever the pain is, whether it's physical or emotional, whatever it is, I think we'll find that it is not as painful and not as scary as we think. And once we put it to rest, we're at a whole new level of feeling joy, feeling peace, feeling contentment, feeling freedom, and feeling it in a consistent way that we'll no longer want to soothe or avoid or distract ourselves any longer. Something to think about. I know that I make an effort to practice, being rather than doing in my life the best I can. It's funny, I work really hard at doing or at not doing. It's totally contradictory, but I think the message is clear. Allow ourselves to feel, allow ourselves to work through the pain, and we'll find that contentment is no longer that thing that eludes us. It's right here in this moment, right now. It's pretty cool. Something to think about. Thank you for listening.